What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports. We live. You already know what it is. I told you, the Charlotte Hornets be back. The Hornets are looking to do the unthinkable. Once again, point blank period. Let's see if they can do it. LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets are on the cusp of postseason birth, and we can't wait to see. It's about time for the Charlotte Hornets to seize their moment. It's about time, ladies and gentlemen. I got LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets winning tonight. I'm not sure, how, the numbers, the stats, and things like that, but I just know that the Hornets are going to get the job done. We are moments away from tip-off, ladies and gentlemen. The Hornets are on the road, but it's a different look in their eyes. It's a different level of focus. If you see LaMelo, all of these games, mean, immense. Listen, like I said, get the popcorn, y'all. I'm expecting LaMelo Ball to play like this game is the most important game of his career. It's time for LaMelo to play meaningful basketball. We've seen him. A lot of people try to use this Rucker Park, AAU. You start to hear some of these things that these fools try to say, but make no mistake about the situation. You see, LaMelo Ball is a winning basketball player. LaMelo has changed the tune within literally a season, in the same season. In the beginning of the year, it was all this jokes and this and that. He need to get out of there. And if people don't remember this stuff, Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce and everybody was trying to say this, and now look, nobody's talking like that anymore. People believe in the Charlotte Hornets. LaMelo has embraced the coaching staff. A lot of people thought he was going to be a problem with Charles Lee. Reports came out that he was requesting a trade. People forget about all of these things that was occurring, but it was. It's just going to be interesting to see again. I want to see from opening tap what this game is going to look like. I want to see who's going to be guarding Paolo, the looks they're going to be throwing at him. The matchup between Anthony Black and Coby White could decide the game. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. I want to repeat that. The matchup between Coby White and Anthony Black may decide this basketball game. We all know what Anthony Black brings to the table. He put up 13 points in his previous game. In his loss, he averaging 15 points this season. He does a lot of things that, we see from Coby White. He's kind of in that role. It's times where I've seen Black start a few times as well, but clearly that six-man role is where they like him. He averaged 15 points. He shot 44% from the field, 33% from three. All of these things are pretty intriguing, to be honest with you. 3 rebounds, 3 assists. We all know he's not the most facilitating guard, in the league. Now, obviously, our man Coby White, he, like I said, this guy right here is the truth and a half. He's finally showing his worth, in my opinion, because when he got to Charlotte, he still was kind of figuring out what his spots, what he was going to do, this and that. But it seems like in a blink of an eye, he's found himself right at home. Coby White is averaging 18 points per game, shooting 43% from the field and 34% from three. So that matchup is going to be something to watch, point blank period. Who's going to get the job done? Will that matchup decide this game, in your opinion? Point blank period. The Charlotte Hornets got to get the job done tonight. LaMelo Ball must get to the postseason at all costs. It's time. It's time. LaMelo has given a lot of opportunities, to a lot of these stars because his team wasn't where it needed to be. So the other players in his draft class was able to capitalize. But I'm here to tell you all that's about to be over with, because LaMelo finally has, some pieces, at his disposal. So now it's just about putting everything together. In my humble opinion, Charles Lee got to roll his sleeves up tonight. We got to figure out what are we going to be seeing from our man Khan Knipple. Khan Knipple tonight is going to be key. I repeat, the only way it was up. You can't get no worse than the performance we've seen from Mr. Khan Knipple. I'm predicting. I'm not gonna say a monster game, but I see Khan coming to the party, and I think he needs to. I think that if he doesn't, they could potentially load up on LaMelo. Well, who's to say that they don't just try to throw the kitchen sink defensively at LaMelo? So I'm just saying we have to be ready for everything. We don't know. We can't just believe that the Magic is. I mean, the Hornets are made just roll in Orlando and steamroll them. But I do, like I said, I expect the Hornets to fight. Let's see if they can win one game or one more big game on the road. This would pretty much all of this season. Peterson, everybody, this all boils down to one game. It's crazy that they brought themselves to this point. It wasn't pretty, but they have the potential after this game, if they win, to completely turn their season around. We got to remember the Hornets started off horrendous. Who the hell would have thought that in the beginning of the year, especially that first month or two, that you thought that they was going to fool around and be in the playoffs? We thought it was another lottery season, and people was going to be on the move. And out of nowhere, they completely brought themselves back, despite being in a massive hole. No matter what, I believe that the Hornets have turned the organization, the personnel completely around. So despite whatever, no matter what the outcome is, I'm rocking with LaMelo and the Hornets because I do believe that next season they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I truly believe it's going to be some serious issues. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Hornets do tonight. Can they seize this opportunity? What do they do defensively with Paolo and these guys? Wagner and all these people. Jalen Suggs. We got to understand Davion Mitchell went off. We can't allow Jalen Suggs to have a monster performance tonight. You had Davion Mitchell just running and gunning. People forget Davion Mitchell damn near won the game for him if it wasn't for that block. So Davion literally got up the floor. And if it wasn't for the Miles Bridges jumping and defending like his life was on the line, it would have been a problem. So let's see what's going on. It's Flight Sports. Put your picks down in chat. Shout out to my man Thunder. Salute to you. The Charlotte Hornets are minutes and moments away from tip off in the biggest game of LaMelo Ball's life. All of this whole situation with LaMelo, we all know hasn't been ideal. We all know, even starting from Chino Hills, back even when he was with LeVar, nothing has been, pretty, nothing. So this pretty much sums everything up. This season was just crazy. It was all over the place, and that's kind of been LaMelo Ball's journey to a degree, but he has found a lot of benefit in that. A lot of people probably would have never been able to go through the avenues LaMelo Ball went through. It wasn't traditional. LaMelo Ball should have went through the whole UCLA program, but we all know things that went on with Jello negated all of that. And he went overseas. A lot of people thought he was done. He comes back, because he had no eligibility. Even though what he was doing, he had to complete some academic things. You've seen him come to Spire and electrify and prove. It was all these people that was ranked and, and this and that. He comes to Spire, he gets the proper ranking as being the number one player in the country, despite these people trying to leave him. This has just been crazy. People don't understand the road that he had to go through. Being that he went pro, all the college eligibility situation. Do we need a history lesson today, ladies and gentlemen? Briefly. So, this just sums everything up. Then having to go all the way to the NBL, to get to the league. And now look at all of the stuff that he's gonna have to get through to get to the playoffs. This is LaMelo Ball in one game. I believe that he's gonna seize this opportunity, especially if it's close in the fourth. What's the deal? It's Flight Sports. We got Cool. What's good? That's purple. Let me know what's good with you in the chat. Too cool. It's Flight Sports TV. Um, we are minutes away from tip off. Again, put your picks down in the chat. If you rock it with Orlando, let's talk about it. Orlando is not going to be a walk in the park. They got problems. Their coach is on the hot seat. This is going to be a big game. I repeat, get the popcorn ready because the Hornets are going to come and show out. Brandon Miller, is he coming to the party? That's going to be key tonight with B Miller. I truly believe that Brandon Miller is going to do amazing, amazing work in this playing. So it's Flight Sports TV again, man. Put your picks in the chat. Who you got? Is it the Charlotte Hornets? Is it the Orlando Magic? Let me know. What's the deal? It's Flight Sports TV live.
What's going on? What's going on, man? You can hear me better now?
Yes.
Salute, man. Yeah, last game, I don't know if you remember, I asked you who you think Charlotte's big three is. And I think you said Miles Bridges is the vet, but you said Con Knipple, you said Brandon Miller, and you said obviously LaMelo. But I was thinking, man, I think Coby White might be a part of that big three, man.
Well, listen, I agree with you, and nobody's wrong here, bro. The Charlotte Hornets have immense talent at any given night. Who's to say that Con Knipple don't join the party tonight, and then they fool around and just seize the opportunity? Now you got another big three tonight. Now you got LaMelo, you got Miller, and now you got Con. It could alternate, in my opinion. We all know where the offense is coming from with the Hornets. So let's just figure it out.
I don't know, man. I think Coby White is a starter. I feel like he's a starter, but he come off the bench for Charlotte. He a starter and he clutch. He not scared of the moment. He got playoff experience. He got more than Con.
Yeah, you listen, man. Coby White is the truth, man. He was at a point in time, not the whole time. He was the number one option for the Hornets. Not the Hornets, the Bulls. Especially when everybody left. Pardon me. So I think that listen. Coby White just got to figure it out here with the Hornets. It's a new team, new personnel, new coaching. But once he gets right, he's gonna be good. And I like that they got a guy who has star capabilities. He's not coming here to step on nobody's toes. He's not here to usurp anybody. He's comfortable in that bench role, possibly being arguably the best player off the bench that LaMelo has ever had. So you got to think about it. This Hornets team is building. We always talked about, man, make a move, do something. They did it. They got cold. That was a shrewd move. They completely won that trade. They gave Sexton. We all know he's damaged goods. So I mean, who's know how long Sexton was going to be able to do what he was doing here in Charlotte? So he was just a bridge to get to where we need to get to. Who's to say the Hornets don't pull off something crazy? And there's people out that's available coming up. So let's see.
Yeah, I like Coby White confidence. Coby White confidence, it really stood out for me. Like, Con Knipple, he had a little bit of nerves, he had the jitters and the lights probably got a little bit too bright for him. He was having a difficult time finding his own shot. You know what I'm saying? Like he was rushing a lot of shots, he forcing a lot of shots up, and it seemed like he really wasn't relaxed. But Coby White, man, he got in the game and he felt right at home, man. And you know what? Not for nothing, I think he is from Carolina, right? He hometown dude.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, definitely. If I'm not mistaken, he went to UNC. So a lot of people know he's comfortable with that whole environment, atmosphere, all the whole nine. But let's see. What you expect from Khan tonight? Khan was benched in his previous game. We all know what he did. He averaged 18 points per game. He was second among all rookies. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, on 42% from the 3-point line. What do you expect from Khan Knippel tonight?
Tonight I actually expect him to have a way better game than what he did. Like I said, I think it was just the nerves. That first game, I think it was his first playoff game. So he probably didn't expect the team to be scouting for him as much as they did too. Because I'm not gonna lie, when you're a rookie and you getting off like Khan got off this year, it's easy to think that you could keep those numbers consistent. But when teams start expecting you to do that, and you have that expectation, and they scouting for you, and now they trying to, specifically stop you, and they're not really closing, they're not double teaming LaMelo. You're not getting open looks. It kind of it changes the whole perspective of the game. So I think this game he going to be a lot more comfortable. And I think he probably going to step up, probably give 20 points tonight. I expect him to be more confident because shooters keep shooting, man. Shooters got to keep shooting, and you don't forget how to shoot. I think it's just nerves. You know what I mean? So I think Khan going to step up this game. Though they're going to need him to. They're going to need him to for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think that LaMelo Ball, they continue to bring up the Bam Adebayo thing. So I know that LaMelo is focused on this game. Let's see what happens in Orlando. What do you think about this atmosphere, in Orlando? Do you think this could potentially be a hostile environment for the Hornets? Do you think that they're going to be able to thrive in this environment? We've seen them win games on the road this season, but this game is going to be a little bit different. Talk to me. It's funny. I'm looking at Stan Van Gundy in Orlando. That's ironic. Talk
Yeah,
to me.
yeah. I think Orlando got a lot of pressure. So they
And the
home
pressure
crowd.
too.
It's a lot of pressure. I think they might blow
Coach
that
getting
team up.
fired. The coach will be fired by tonight.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. They're gonna blow it. They're gonna blow up everything. And I think they getting to the point now where they're tired of the team not really living up to the expectations because they got a lot of talent over there in Orlando. You know what I mean? So Desmond Bain, they got that Desmond Bain trade, and he was supposed to be the needle mover. He was supposed to be the game changer for them, and he's supposed to be able to take that next step. And Paolo, I think that's really what I'm looking at tonight is I think it's a make or break game for Paolo. I think you know what I mean. His rope and his leash probably gonna get a little bit shorter. You know what I mean? If he don't produce and show that he got to live up to some of that potential. The people was calling him Carmelo Anthony. You know what I'm saying? They was giving all types of crazy comparisons with Paolo, and he really haven't lived up to that. And I think this playoff, this play in, this game right here, this is going to make or break him for real. And I think that whole entire team, they've been choking this whole year. Like, I'm not gonna lie, they've been choking and they've been coming up short. So I actually expect Charlotte to get him out of there. I think they're already ready to go to Cancun. I think Orlando, they already, they already know they're not gonna make it no farther than what they made it already. I think them dudes is ready to go fishing, man. I think them dudes already packed it up. And I think Charlotte is the one who really won it. I think they really feel like they got a chance and they're gonna fight. But Orlando got talent, man. They got a lot of talent over there, but I think they're gonna have to blow that team up, like you said, to get some new coaching. I think they lost the locker room, man.
Yes, you're right about that. It's crazy. I mean, like I said, I believe that Mosley will be fired by the morning. If things go according to plan, they'll be looking for a new coach. That's why I said it's funny to see Stan Van Gundy in Orlando. But let's
Yeah,
see what they
yeah.
bring in. I wouldn't be surprised they'll bring in Tom Thibodeau in there. Let's see.
And I think it's best for Orlando. I think they need to just focus on getting a draft pick. You know what I mean? Go get a lottery pick in the draft. They don't need to be focusing on the playoffs. They're not gonna make no deep playoff run. They're not going to upset nobody. I don't really think nobody expect that from them. But when it comes to the Hornets, we could see an upset. We could see, Game 7, Detroit and Charlotte.
Yeah.
Coming up to a late possessions. You know what I'm saying?
That
and
series is a better series, and or
100%.
I'm pretty sure Detroit would rather face Orlando.
Yeah,
They can
for
say
sure,
whatever
for
they want to
sure.
say. They'd rather face Orlando.
Yeah, they don't want no smoke. It's a lot more firepower and in Charlotte. It's a lot more damage they could do. So I think Orlando, man, I think they already packed it up. They're already, they're already ready to go to Cancun, man.
Yes, I mean I agree with you. So
You know,
one
who's
game.
the best player on Orlando? Who's the best player? Is it Paolo? Is it Franz?
I'm gonna say Paolo.
Paolo's the franchise player, right?
Yes,
I don't know, man. He kind of he a little bit underwhelming sometimes, and he kind of he get quiet. And he do a lot of unimpressive things. He really not jumping off the screen like he used to. I think his rookie season, I was really impressed with Paolo, and I thought he was going to be a superstar, man. I thought Paolo was going to be dominating, and he's not really as dominant as I thought he was. And I think Franz Wagner, he kind of stepped up and he competing for that first first option on the team.
I agree. I agree with you. Jalen Suggs, we got to look out for him. Um, just any wild cards, in your opinion, for anybody, the Hornets or the Magic. Who you think that we might need to look out for that people might not be paying attention to?
I think the big man in Charlotte, Moose.
Yeah,
Moose. Everybody really sleeping on him, but I think he's an X factor in this series.
in this
But well, in
game.
this matchup, particularly in this
Yeah,
game, I think if they could if he could play
Wendell.
big,
They got
is
Wendell over there in
yeah.
Orlando.
Wendell, that's a key matchup right there. So
Yeah,
whichever one of them take a big leap, because these are all young guys and they really don't have a lot of playoff experience. So they're gonna really have to prove that they potential. It's a potential game, That's why I like these. I like to play in, man. A lot of these young dudes, young cats who not gonna win no championship, they get to get a little bit of playoff experience and prove whether or not they was all living up to the hype.
yeah. I agree with you. It's gonna be intriguing. Honestly, um, the Charlotte Hornets got to win this game. To turn everything around. How big would that be, man, for the Hornets to win this? This is just crazy that the Hornets are at this point. Nobody would have expected it. It's ideal for the Hornets that they went through the hard road all season. They're gonna go through the hard road to get to the playoffs. And I believe when they get there, they're going to be a tough out. Trust me, the Detroit Pistons is watching this game. I'm pretty sure they huddled up at the team facility, checking in, watching this, game planning on who they're going to face and this and that. So let's see
Let
what
me
the
ask you
Hornets
this.
do.
Let me ask you
Uh,
this: if the Hornets actually get, because who would you say are the favorites? You say the Hornets are the favorites, right?
yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna say, that's a tough call. Orlando had the better statistical record, so you
Mm-hmm.
can't forget that, So on paper, they should be, they're supposed to be a little bit ahead in their development, than the Hornets. But I think that the Hornets have done some things to accelerate the pace. LaMelo's been healthy. That's going to be a problem. Like, there's no defense for LaMelo. I'm just want to make sure they don't try to double him, triple him, things like that. That's why I'm concerned. Make sure Khan got to be effective. I wouldn't be surprised if Orlando tried to test Khan Knuckle tonight, just to see, okay, you still having your little, or you still having your moment. But I
Yeah,
mean, shoot is shoot, so I expect Khan Knuckle to do his thing.
yeah. I don't see Concanipple like freezing up, and
Not
choking
twice.
this game too. I don't see it, man. And I'll be so disappointed if I seen that because he was so consistent all year. He had the most 3-pointers made all year. So a guy who consistently knocking down shots all year to get to his first playing game and have that performance, I feel like that was a flash in the pan, man. I hope that wasn't something he's just gonna become a choker and a playoff dropper. You know, I really expect him to turn up tonight, man.
Yeah, I do too.
He just got to get comfortable.
Yes, it says the CB in the chat says Orlando is favored by 3 tonight. What do you think about? What do you think about that?
Man, that's close though. You know, it's only
Yeah,
favored by 3, so it's still pretty close. But I think that's just basing it on the regular season. And I think Charlotte, like you said, they kind of figured things out towards the later part of the season. You know, they got real hot towards the end of the season. So, I think that's a better judgment of the team, not the overall record. Because I think Charlotte had a real show slow start. You know what I mean? So, but if you're just judging it based off how the momentum the teams have right now, I think Charlotte would clearly be the favorites. Um, and if you look at potential for star power too, like I think if you go star for star, you never know. Because I like Brandon Miller too. That last game, Brandon Miller, he had ice in his veins, man. He was just stepping up, knocking down clutch shots. And I'm like, man, LaMelo got a lot of things that he could do wrong, and his team will make up for him. You know what I'm saying? He's a lot more margin for error for the Hornets. For me, I feel like if LaMelo, if he not doing it, Coby White going to do it, or Khan going to step up, or Brandon Miller, or Miles Bridges, they all going to be a safety net for him. But I think if Paolo don't have a good game, they cook, man. They done. any one of those dudes, Paolo, the dude they got from Memphis, what's his name, Bane. If Bane don't have a good shooting night, if everybody in Orlando not firing on all cylinders, I don't see them picking up the slack as much as Charlotte could pick up that slack.
I completely agree with you. Let's see what happens. Like we said, we predicting a close game tonight. I believe that it's going to come down to LaMelo, who's going to make that final play. We've seen LaMelo have that capability several times over. He just showed it the previous game. I'm expecting him to show it on the road. And who's to say the Hornets don't just blow the doors off the hinges?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. So let's don't rule that out. Where they eventually, make a couple extra plays, maybe, let's see, take the crowd out of it. We got starting lineups right now. We moments away from tip off Jalen Suggs, Desmond Bain, Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, Wendell Carter Jr. That's on the floor for Orlando. We all know what's coming for the Charlotte Hornets. That reliable 5, MB1, the one of one, LaMelo Ball, Con Knipple, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, and Moose. So that 5 we all know is strong. Charles Lee been doing his thing. This team, the Hornets, they led the league in 3-point shooting. Let's see if they can get it done tonight.
Hey, what you think happens if Charlotte comes up short and Orlando wins tonight? You think they run it back next year, or you think they break that team up, break up the core?
Charlotte?
Yeah, you think Charlotte,
No,
if they lose, you think they break the core up?
No. I think Charlotte coming back next season, and I expect sustainability where they come back playing like they've been playing. This is a different Charlotte Hornets team from the beginning of the year to what they are now. So I think that next season, you see how they are now. That's how they're going to start. So I don't expect them to come out losing every goddamn game and looking like they quit and then flip the switch on late. I expect the switch to be lit from game one and continue as long as everybody's healthy. That's another thing that people don't factor in, the health. They had health on their side. They never had health on their side. They finally had it. But here we go. We got Wendell Carter and Musa Diabate tipping off. Here we go. Let's go to Orlando Magic. Got possession. We got Jalen Suggs with the rock. LaMelo Ball's picking him up. Here goes Paolo. So we got Miles Bridges picking up Paolo. I was interested to see what that matchup was going to be. Now we know what it is. Jalen Suggs just stepped out of bounds. We got a turnover from the Orlando Magic. The Charlotte Hornets are already successful. We already successful. Quick turnover on Orlando. Let's see. Here we go. Brandon Miller has the basketball picked up by Franz Wagner. LaMelo Ball has it. MB1, the one of one. Suggs on him. Con Knipple there. Desmond Bain on Con. That's going to be an intriguing matchup. LaMelo there. Oh, pump fakes a 3. Oh, he got the mismatch. Wendell is on him. LaMelo going, step back mid-range. LaMelo off one leg, and it is off. Musa Diabate couldn't get the rebound, but it's a foul. good hustle. So Musa Diabate, his hustle created a foul there on Wendell Carter. Wendell looked like it was a loose ball foul, if I'm not mistaken, on the floor. So that was solid, and that all came from effort. That's where it came from. Here we go. LaMelo Ball has it. LaMelo, we got a moving screen now. So a turnover on the Charlotte Hornets. They got to wake up. They have to wake up. Point blank. Damn, Paulo Banchero off the mid-range, 2-zip. So the Orlando Magic are on the board early. Con Knipple with it. He pump fakes a three. He gives it to Brandon Miller. They trying to run him off the three-point line, y'all. Miles Bridges for three, and he misses it. Musa Diabate hustling. And again, Musa Diabate hustle creates an extra possession there for the Charlotte Hornets. So these are things you just can't teach. It don't show up in the stat sheet. Musa Diabate not giving up nothing. This matchup with Wendell is going to be intriguing. Tell me how Musa look a little taller than Wendell. Let's see. LaMelo with it, inbounding to Miles. Miles with a dunk at the rim. Good inbound pass from LaMelo. So it was 2 up. Both teams got 2. Paulo has the ball picked up by Miles. Here goes Franz Wagner. Desmond Bain for 3. And it is off. Rebounded by Musa. Musa with a grown man rebound. Here goes Con Knipple. They're trying to get Con active. Con in the mid-range off the glass, and it's off. That was an ugly miss there from Con Knipple. I got to keep it 100. Here goes Desmond Bain. We got a goaltender. They didn't have to do that. He was going to miss it. So Orlando is back on the board. It's 4-2. Musa Diabate, he tipped it. Here we go. LaMelo has it. LaMelo finds Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller with the ball. Screen and roll with Musa. Brandon Miller for 3. And it's money. The Charlotte Hornets take the lead. It's 5-4. Hornets up 1. Here goes Desmond Bain. Desmond Bain has it. Kick it out to Paulo. Here goes Brandon Miller on Paulo. Paulo all the way to the cup, and it's good. That was grown man shit right there. Here we go. Brandon Miller to LaMelo. He dumps it to Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges in the post. Miles Bridges kicks it out to Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller has the ball screening. Brandon Miller to Musa. Musa just got a shit block. We all know he's not known for his offense. The hell is going on with Musa? Here we go. Jalen Suggs with it. Step back. Free throw. And it's money. 5-8. 5-8. Here we go. LaMelo Ball with it. They kick it out to Miles. Miles Bridges for 3. And that's off. Rebounded by Franz Wagner. Here goes Jalen Suggs with it. Suggs. Kick it out to Wagner. To the cup. And it is money. So the Orlando, they're going up. Quick timeout here from Charles Lee. The Magic are up 5. It's 5-10. So they got the home court advantage, y'all. The Orlando Magic has home court advantage. Still early. Paulo is already causing problems. He just barreling to the paint. It don't seem like nobody gonna be able to hold him on the perimeter. Let's see if Charlotte can win this one game. It's gonna be tough. One game. Can the Hornets do it? This is gonna be a big matchup, y'all. Hornets better not get blown out. Like I said, they're on the road. We all remember what happened last time. The Hornets was on the road and the play-in. This is what it's all about. We can't look ahead to Detroit. We got to focus right here on Orlando. Orlando trying to get to the playoffs. Unlike Charlotte, if something go wrong in this game, I don't expect any trades, not to the core, or possibly some mixing and matching some of these young guys. But I say you got to bring these guys back. Orlando, they got ramifications. If they lose, People gonna be up out of there. So that's a problem. So let me know your thoughts on this game. Thunder says I smell BS. Everyone got Charlotte winning. Something might happen. I mean, yeah, we got it's time for the referees to get on our side. For whatever reason, it's like we can't get no help. Other teams, they get a little assistance. The most intriguing matchup is Detroit versus Charlotte, but the best team is going to face Detroit, whether that's Charlotte or whether that's Orlando. You're going to find out who the best team is right here, right now, point blank. Somebody says Charlotte by 3. Put your picks down. It's not too late. We're in the midst of a commercial break. Commercial break. What a game. Can the Hornets bounce back? Can they respond? They down 5. What are they going to do? Are they going to bring it back? Or is the Magic going to open up a 10-point lead and you're going to be fighting back all game? We had 2 different crossroads early in this matchup. Orlando, they had the better record. They feel like they're the better team. So let's see. One game. Shout out Basil Carpenter Jr. Salute to everybody in the chat. Please hit the like button. We live. We giving you play-by-play analysis. I believe the Hornets will get to Detroit. Like I said, it's gonna be intriguing if they can get there. It's gonna require a immense fight, but let's see. You got so many intriguing matchups coming up. The most intriguing matchup of them all could be decided right here. What is it gonna be? Because Orlando versus Detroit, yeah, that's all right, but it ain't got the sizzle like Charlotte. Let's go. Winner gets the 8 seed. There we go. We back. The action is back. We coming off commercial break. LaMelo Ball has his socks all on LaMelo. Miles Bridges picked up by Paolo. Brandon Miller, another moving screen from Musa. That's 2, I think. So the Hornets are making a series of mistakes, turning it over. So things is not looking too good right now. I'm keeping it real. The Hornets got to buckle down. They got to make sure they don't give up a bucket, especially a 3. Now, that'll be a backbreaker right now, a 3. Paolo in the mid-range, and that's off. They get a break. Here we go. Brandon Miller with it. Brandon Miller has the ball to give it to Con Knippel. Con launches a 3, and that's off. They got to take him out the game. Con has went ice cold. What has happened to Con Knippel? Oh, wow. Franz. Wendell, he just banged it. Okay, the Hornets in trouble. It's 5-12. LaMelo got to do something right now. Brandon Miller has the ball. They got to stop the bleeding. Brandon Miller nearly lost it, and he did. The Hornets turn it over. It's 5-12. Orlando looked like they wanted a little bit more. And that's what I'm saying, man. You got to have home court advantage, in these situations. We can see what the difference, home court makes. Here we go. Paolo all the way to the cup. They give it to Wendell, and he dunked it again. Hornets down 9. I was just saying this in the timeout. What are the Hornets going to do? Are you going to cut back into it, or are they going to blow the door open to 10? And look where we headed. So the Hornets got to make a decision what they're going to do. Because Orlando got all the momentum right now. They took Con Knippel out early. So Con is out the game. They took Musa and Con out. Con was giving them nothing again. So quick trigger with Con Knippel. They need offense. That's why I said they're going to load up on LaMelo. That's crazy how Con Knippel went cold in the play-in. Here goes LaMelo. That's what I'm saying. Do you think Kyle was really going to be able to play in Detroit? So this is getting crazy. Oh, there we go, Miles. This basketball is a game of runs. It's 7-14. Miles going all the way to the cup. See, now they got some different weapons on the floor right now. The spacing should be a lot better. Here we go. Desmond Bain. He missed it. Here we go. LaMelo with it. Hornets got momentum. Oh, LaMelo from deep. He missed it. Here goes Orlando. Sky says, I told you they going home. It's still early. Paolo posting up on Miles. Uh-oh. This is going to be a good matchup. And kick it to Suggs. Suggs from three. And that's off. Rebounded by Brandon Miller. Here goes LaMelo. LaMelo all the way to the cup. LaMelo kicks it to Sion. To Miller. Miller for three. And that's money. The Charlotte Hornets cut the lead to four, cut the deficit to just 4. It's 10-14, Orlando. Here we go. Wendell Carter, when he finds Paolo, you know he don't want to shoot that 3. They giving it to him. They going under the screen. They missed it. There we go. Here goes LaMelo. LaMelo has the ball. LaMelo picked up by Black. LaMelo all the way to the cup, and he missed it. Come on, Melo. We got to go. Oh, my God. Hornets with a crazy turnover, and they gave up a 3. This is crazy. Okay, they called it a 2. It's 10-16. Hornets with 3 turnovers. They better cool it. Kalkbrenner has it at the top. They find LaMelo with it. LaMelo picked up by Suggs. LaMelo from deep, and that's off. Come on, that's a bad shot. Paolo with it. They kick it to Wendell for 3, and that's money. Damn, the Hornets might need to get a timeout. It's 10-19. Orlando brought it back to 9. Charlotte looked like the offense is waking up. They kick it to Miller. Miller step back 3 in the corner, and that's off. Uh-oh. They're in trouble right now. Here comes Orlando. Shout out Hoop Jargon in the chat. Paolo to the cup. Oh, they find Wendell for 3, and it's money. The Hornets in trouble. It's 10-22. Charles Lee electing not to call the timeout. They down 12. This is not right. What happened? Jalen Suggs called for a foul. So the Hornets is just fucking up all over the board. They gave Wendell 2 threes. He got 3s. The coach just took LaMelo out the game. Man. There's a lot of mistakes coming here from Charlotte. Orlando looked like they just jumped on them. Brandon Miller for playing though. Charlotte got to eventually start playing some defense. They're in trouble right now. I'm keeping it real. Here goes Miller. Miller in the mid-range. They're triple Miller in the mid-range. What's that, a travel? A 3 in the key from the rookie. So you got rookies out there. You know, it's looking crazy. Charles Lee got to make some adjustments. He's gonna be going deep into his bag this game. Orlando not playing. Here we go. Suggs. They got it back to Paolo. To Black. Black ain't even get started yet. They gave it to Paolo. Here go Paolo in the post. Uh-oh. Paolo. Money. Hornets down 14. 10-24. They 10-0 run from Orlando. 10-0 run. And they took out LaMelo. I don't know about that. Yeah, they picking up 94 feet. Coby White can't even bring the shit up the floor. They doubling too. Coby White kicks it to Zion James. Come on, man. We're giving it to the rookies. Oh, my goodness. The Hornets in trouble. 24-second shot clock violation from the Hornets. Orlando is all over them. Why would they take LaMelo out? Why would he take Melo out? And he didn't only call one time. He should have called another time. He got to stop the bleeding. They look lost out there. Here we go. Paolo for three. Money. Oh my goodness. The Hornets, they fucked. They down 17. Hornets down 17, y'all. 10-27. You see the difference home court makes? They got home court. I guarantee you, they're not down 10-20. They don't get a 13-0 run. What the hell is Charles Lee is lost? That was a bad decision that he made. Taking LaMelo out the game. You're on the ropes. You don't bring him out to put the ball in Coby White in these guys' hands. You put the Coby White in the game too with LaMelo. They brought in Zion James. I think that was a bad move. I'm not gonna say it's over yet, but basketball is a game of runs. I'll tell you what, the Hornets will do something eventually in this game to give themselves another opportunity. Now, whenever they do that, let's see if they can seize it. It's not over. They're not down 20 plus yet. They get down 20 plus, all bets is off. But 17 first quarter. If who's to say by the end of the first quarter they didn't cut it single digits. Now I'm thinking differently of it. So let's see, y'all. It's Flight Sports. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What are the Hornets gonna do? Is the season coming to an end? Is this the last game of the year for the Hornets? Or is it a postseason berth? But they up 17 in the first quarter is not good. Being on the road, not good. This is very reminiscent. I hate to go down memory lane, but what happened in the previous playing game? This looks just like it. LaMelo was in the play-in 2 times. This was rookie year and his second year. And the playing games was going just like this. They were on the road. One in Indiana and one in Atlanta. And they got wiped off the floor. You seen them at home against Miami, who fought them to the death. And they still won the game in overtime. They fought like hell. Now they in Orlando on the road with no fight. You just gonna let Orlando just go off on you. So, home court advantage, it means a lot. And the Hornets are gonna have to really look themselves in the mirror of the whole season. I wouldn't say this season would be a complete failure if things don't go to plan, but it's something to build on for next year. I expect the Hornets to start the season off right, possibly not even be in the play-in next year. Be a top 6 seed in the East. If they continue how they've been playing in the second half and they start next year like they've been playing, they ain't gonna have to worry about the play-in next year. Remember I said that. So, but they just let's see what happens. Next year gonna be a different year. You're gonna have people coming back. Indiana will be back in the mix. There's gonna be other teams. People gonna make moves. So it's not you got to seize your opportunities. Defensively, Orlando is everywhere. You should see what they're doing. They're sending the double. They're putting bigger bodies on Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller went in the paint. They had 3 people on him. And then Zion James got the ball and traveled. So they got something going on. Here we go. They still got LaMelo out the game. The Hornets look crazy right now. Here we go. Coby White they picking up defensively, y'all. Here goes Grant Williams. Grant Williams has it. They give it back to Coby White. They got to wake up offensively, the Hornets. They got blocked. So Orlando, they're locking up defensively, y'all. Orlando's locking up. Wow. Diabate's shooting. Oh, you know we're in trouble. You know we're in trouble if Diabate's shooting. If Diabate out here taking mid-range jumpers, we in trouble. That means that they have exhausted all options. They have went cold, and LaMelo is not on the floor. They down 17. 317 in the. What the hell is he thinking? Not bringing Melo in the game. They look lost. They need a spark. Oh my goodness. Diabate nearly lost it. They're giving it to Coby White. They're trying to get it from Coby. I don't know if it's gonna happen. They doubling Coby. Coby all the way to the cup, and he missed the layup. That's crazy. They got to bring Melo back in this game. They're on the ropes. The Hornets are on the ropes right now. They're on the ropes. It's looking like it's over with. Oh my goodness, Black for 3. I'm telling you right now, the Hornets, they cannot give up another 3 right now. They have to do something. Sion for 3. And that's money. Sion James hit a 3. Okay. 13-27. Let's see. It's an important 2 minutes right now. Paolo, look, he wanted that 3. Here go coming to the paint. Paolo is fouled and 1. Unstoppable now. They can't keep him out. They can't guard him. Too big. $13.29. It's about to be $13.30. Big 3 from Sion, but this is crazy. They getting murked right now. They're down 27 again. You should see the defensive pressure Orlando is putting on these dudes. Another moving screen. Hornets turn the ball over at an alarming rate. Yeah, the Hornets, man. And then Charles Lee, 6 turnovers to Orlando's 1. LaMelo's still not in the game. This is terrible. At the end of this quarter, they find themselves down 20 plus. You got to thank Charles Lee for this. You had to put LaMelo in the game. They still have Paolo out there. I don't like that. Charles Lee getting upset. They can't stop shit. Yeah, they down 19. 20. They gave up 20 points in the paint. This game screams they need to upgrade the center position. 20 points in the paint. They playing so physical right now. Orlando, the physicality has been upped. Charlotte just laying down. Wow. That Charles Lee needs some help. This guy refusing to put LaMelo back in the game. 15-32. Let's go. Let's see if the Hornets could do something. They just killing them in the paint, though. God damn, who's gonna guard? Oh my goodness, they getting wide open layups, y'all. People just walking in the paint, laying it up. Knuckle, he's fouled. He going to the line for 2. Nobody could predict this guy going cold like this. It'd be funny if he challenged it. Oh my goodness, Knuckle just missed a free throw. You got to sit him down, coach. Sit him down. He got to get out this game. Wow. Yeah, he can't go. You don't want to see him in Detroit. Knuckle has just been. What has happened to this guy? Missed the first free throw, y'all. 16-34. They got to get this guy out this game. Man, this is it right here. They're gonna be down 20 or 21. This is gonna be a devastating blow. They keep going to the paint. And 1. It's over. They got no answer in the paint. These dudes too big. They down 20. They're about to be down 21. It's over. And I'm just like, Charles Lee was bad for this, though, because he had LaMelo Ball sitting on the bench the whole fucking first quarter. What the fuck's that all about? They was having a hard time scoring. They down 21. What the fuck? You want to be down 30? What point is he trying to prove? That's crazy. That's crazy what happened with the Hornets, man. They just fucked around. They played themselves. They can't even get a shot off. Wow, yeah. They finished. How could the coach sit there and not put LaMelo back in the game? What was that all about? They're gonna be down 25 when it's over. They're going for the blow. They want that 3. Wow. They keep fouling. They should have been took him out the game, though. He can't do nothing. This game is way too big for Knuckle. They should just sit him the rest of the game. Don't even put him back in there. What happened? What has happened? No, what the hell has happened? What is going on?
Damn, Flight. They shook, man. These dudes are scared, man. They came out, they wasn't ready. I'm not gonna lie. Charlotte wasn't ready, man. They came out like they wasn't even prepared, man. They can't even get the ball damn near past half court.
Oh, this is fucked up. But I mean,
I didn't even think Orlando defenders was this good, but Orlando perimeter defense, bro, they stifling them right now, man. They smothering these dudes. Dudes is taking all the way to the shot clock, get all the way down to 5 seconds before they even get into their offense, man. Dudes can't even get into no offense. They can't even run no sets.
Yeah, this is
Man,
ridiculous. Hold on.
LaMelo just got benched, man. That just I can't even believe what I just saw. LaMelo just got benched, and now they're down almost 30. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. But LaMelo did seem like he wasn't in the game for real. He really wasn't playing like a superstar. LaMelo was taking bad shots, coming down in transition, pulling up from three. If you go and pull a three in transition when you got wing shooters that's open, you got to make the shot at least. You gotta knock that down. And you drive into the rim and you're not getting no fouls. You just missing layups. It's a bad possession. It's damn near a turnover. You coming down, jacking bad shots. It's a turnover. That's probably why you got benched.
I'm lost for words.
I blame LaMelo maturity. His shot selection always been iffy. You know, LaMelo, we always thought he was gonna get more mature and eventually figure it out. And obviously he's still a little young, man. He's still a little young. And he don't really know how to control a team. He don't really know how to be a leader. You could tell they need leadership, man. Charlotte needs leadership. They need somebody to rally the troops and to, calm everybody down and get a guaranteed bucket. Because that right now you got to stop the bleeding. Nobody's stopping the bleeding.
Yeah, but I think that LaMelo should have been. He got took out too early. They was in the midst of like a 10-0 run, and he was still out in the game.
Yeah, but prior to him getting taken out, though, did you see the sequences? He was coming down in transition, pulling logo threes. Like, move the ball, man. You got to move the ball. And if you're not gonna move the ball, Melo, you gotta knock those shots down. You can't just afford to have a game like you had last game, missing 14 threes. You can't
Yeah,
just come into the game missing 14 threes and think, like they got too many guards over there. They got too many guards sitting there watching you jack up threes. I probably would have put Kobe in the game too. I would have put Kobe White in the game. Switch this up, man. We got to do something. Somebody. You know what I mean? Even though Kobe White, he having a hard time even getting the ball past half court, man. They playing that 94 feet defense full court. They got him scared, man. I'm not gonna lie. Orlando got these boys looking shook.
no, that's a fact.
That defense looked like OKC. They make that defense look like OKC right now. Like it's impossible to score. I can't believe what I'm watching. I can't believe this. And they don't got no answer for Beccaro, man. Paolo looked like a grown man playing with little kids. Every time he go down to the paint, everybody just get out of his way like he LeBron. He looked like a little LeBron, man. This is crazy, Flight.
Here we go. LaMelo's back in the game. Let's see, it's 16-38. The Hornets, they down big. Let's see what they're gonna do. Oh my goodness, they can't defend shit. They got a problem. They can't defend the paint. So Orlando just killed them in the paint. And this is what Detroit probably would have did to them too. So it is what it is. Yeah, the Hornets look lost. They're going out bad tonight. When you losing like this, you gotta look at Charles Lee. Unfortunately, they can't even do anything. They can't find nothing. They needed a spark. They can't get the spark. This is crazy. This shit don't make no sense, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to figure out what the hell that went on. LaMelo has it. 1640. There we go, LaMelo. They found Khan. Khan in the mid-range. Okay. 1840. Orlando just turned it over. Let's see what happens. Khan for 3. Money. Uh-oh. Khan Knipple. That's 2140. How they woken up Khan Knipple. Desmond Bain. He missed it. Get the fucking rebound. God, yeah. On who? That's crazy. The Hornets can't get no rebounds. That's killing them right now. Giving them all these opportunities. You're giving 150 opportunities to them. They got to hold them to one shot. I ain't gonna lie, Orlando is too big. Charlotte is gonna have a problem. When they're trying to take Coleman out the paint, they got no answer in the paint. What happened? Wow. I can't believe what I'm watching. They're too big. And Wagner. They're too small. Orlando got size in the paint. They're down 22. It was getting there though. This gonna be a hard hill to climb. Now the Hornets about to just shoot a bunch of threes. It's over. This looks just like what happened to LaMelo in his first 2 seasons. This is the exact way the play-in went. The play-in went just like this. We're gonna have to have a conversation. Any challenging that. Mosley ain't playing. He challenging that. That's gonna be a block. Orlando gonna keep the ball. Watch. This is crazy. This is just crazy. I'm just lost for words. I'm stuck. This is just ridiculous, y'all. I'm just so disgusted. This is crazy. I can't find. I'm just lost for words. They needed one game. Don't look like they're gonna get it, y'all. I can't explain to you how difficult this climb is gonna be. I'm just lost, man. The way the Hornets came out, it's just. I mean, I couldn't have thought something like that. I didn't expect a blowout tonight. So I mean, I'm just a little stuck. I can't believe this. I'm looking at. Let's look for some answers in the chat. The chat going crazy behind this. Shout out to y'all, man. Thunder shooting a shooting team that can shoot over zone is crazy. They don't have a center. Any big team was gonna kill us. I don't know why y'all thought they could beat the Pistons. They was gonna have a serious problem with the Pistons. They got nothing in the interior. You got to get somebody to fix that. They got to get a better interior presence. Diabate is undersized. They got to upgrade that position. Diabate need to be your backup center. That's getting exposed right now. We all know that Diabate is a big overachiever. You know, he's one of those guys. Every time I look up, the Hornets making another mistake. I don't see it, y'all. They down big. We're going Desmond Bain. They actually lost it. Hornets forced a turnover. This is an important 9 minutes, though. They clearly want LaMelo facilitating. Yeah, it's over. They can't stop nothing. 21-45. Damn, the Hornets went outside. Damn. Yeah, they're going out. Sorry. Yeah, well, I don't think nobody's seen this coming. I know I didn't. I can't believe what I'm watching. Every time I look up, the Hornets turning it over, making a dumbass play. It shows you what they need. They need a center. Man, and offense is struggling. That's crazy. Went down. They just attacking the paint. Coby White just throwing shit up there. Orlando literally trying to run their ass out of Orlando. They're trying to run them out of Florida. The Hornets have went ice cold. Who could have predicted this? A shutout. That's what's going on. This is a shutout. Miller hit a three. This is ridiculous. Disgusting. I'm disgusted at what we're witnessing. I'm just lost for words. This is ridiculous. Can't believe the Hornets just said fuck it. Whole season went down the drain. Like another thing, if you LaMelo, go down swinging. You know, if you're gonna listen, man, if you're gonna lose, give him 50. You know, that's the whole thing I don't understand. If you're gonna go out with it all. Go put it all on the line. They ain't put it all on the line, man. That's crazy. And let this season just go completely down the drain. I'm shocked that they would do something like this. I thought the Hornets was done with this kind of shit. They have resorted back to their old selves. They should be ashamed of themselves. And they keep benching LaMelo. They're gonna give it to LaMelo. Every time I look up, he's taking LaMelo out the game. It's over. How could they do this? I can't believe this shit. He needed a big game. I mean, nobody played well tonight anyway, so. Yeah, it's crazy. This is crazy. 24-48. LaMelo benched. Charles Lee just looking for anything at this point. Coby White just literally shot an air ball. Coby White just shot an air ball. And Orlando just, they ain't stopping. You know, you would think, oh, that's a charge. Grant Williams is in position. You would think that they would, start fucking around. No, they got their foot on the gas. So the Hornets need a miracle. This game was lost in the first quarter. That's crazy. The Hornets, I'm just ashamed. To I mean, I'm trying to figure out where to start. What just happened? Shit is crazy. They went outside. I'm disgusted.
Man, I think this need to be investigated, man. I think
What the
somebody
hell? What the hell is going on?
somebody, man,
Can you
somebody
explain to me what the hell is going on, man?
LaMelo Ball has 0 points and 3 fouls in the first half, man. Somebody gamble it. Somebody gamble it, man. Somebody got to get
He
investigated,
don't
man.
got no points.
0 points in the first half, 3 fouls.
Wow.
Somebody got to investigate this, man. Somebody, one of them Ball brothers probably got took the under, man. We got to investigate who took the under. We got to figure out what's going on. This don't make no sense. This don't make no sense. Coby
He
White
not
just
even.
shot an air ball. That's crazy.
Yeah,
So
this over.
this what I want to
Well,
ask you. This what I want to know because this is what I can't figure out. I can't figure out if Orlando was this good or Charlotte is this bad. Which one is it?
it's a combination of both. Right now, the Hornets just look like I just the home court advantage, man. That's what I'm saying. You starting to see the Hornets glaring problems. They need to upgrade the center position. They might even look at LaMelo, especially at this game. I mean, this looks crazy. I mean, 0 points. I mean, with the right to go to the playoffs, you got Charles Lee having to take him out, move people. He just doing everything, to get a spark. It looks crazy. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to. Is there any chance that they can make a run in this game? Would you tell me?
Well, you
I
know
need
what?
that.
I was actually thinking about that. I was thinking maybe a third quarter run because they only down 25. I've seen crazier leads get blown. So maybe if Orlando get too comfortable and get too cocky, Orlando start playing around. Maybe Charlotte could string together some possessions back to back. Maybe I mean going a little run. Maybe they could get it back in a 10-point game, and then they could get some hope in the third quarter. I think it's possible. I think it's possible because, to be honest with you, I'm not used to seeing LaMelo Ball with 0 points. It really got me stuck right now. Like, what's going on? Is LaMelo just trash now, or is that what's going on? Or is the Orlando defense is so amazing? Are they really like OKC?
You talking about Orlando? Their
Yeah,
defense?
Orlando. Yeah, Orlando defense is this really because they're bullying them. Orlando is bullying them right now.
They're at home too, though. That
That's
helps.
true.
I,
That's
I
true.
doubt Charlotte be losing like this if they was at home.
Yeah, and young guys, you're right. Young guys play better at home.
I mean, Con Knipple looked like he showed up a little. He tried to. I mean, it's what happens after this? I mean, what are you seeing on the game though? Do you just see? I thought I'm seeing the game was lost in the first quarter.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think Orlando they came out with a different type of intensity that Charlotte they didn't come out with that type of toughness. Like I think size really play a big difference too. Because if you look at how Orlando was scoring, they getting everything like you said down low. They're getting everything to the paint. So I think they just getting easier looks. Charlotte is taking harder shots, and they're not knocking down any of these shots. Um, but they're not getting nothing to the paint. Charlotte is having a hard time getting to the paint. Orlando was in the paint every possession. Orlando getting some easy looks every possession, and it looked like they got Charlotte on their heels.
Say what you just said again.
No, what I
The
was saying
last point.
is, it looked like they got Charlotte on their heels, and
Man, the
Charlotte
game is
is
over. I'm ready to say fuck it. That done pissed me completely off. I'm disgusted, man.
yeah, man. It looks like they having more difficulty scoring than Orlando. Orlando look like they're not having no trouble at all. Orlando look like they're
And
comfortable.
the best team always wins. Orlando is going to be a better matchup anyway. Probably they'll be able to match up better with Doran and all of them. They got
Yeah,
size over there.
yeah, yeah.
So the Hornets would have literally got bullied in the paint.
And you know what's crazy about that? I thought Charlotte was tough. I thought Charlotte had a bunch of tough guys over there, man. I didn't expect to
That's
see
what I
them get
said.
bullied like
They
this.
resorted back to their old selves in one game.
Yeah, yeah. They look like they got completely outmatched. To be real with you, I don't want to blame the players. I really want to blame the coaching for this. I blame the coaches. It seemed like Charlotte coaches, the coaching staff didn't really have them prepared. Like the game plan that Orlando came out with, their coaching staff had them way more prepared, way more ready. Um, and just the mentality wise, they're just bullying these dudes, man. They bullying these dudes. This looked like taking candy from a baby for real. It looked like this wasn't even a close matchup. This is crazy. I thought Charlotte was a better team.
I'm not gonna lie, man. They should have just let the way they play. Should have just let Miami get there.
Yeah, yeah. Miami would have been a better game. This is crazy, bro. This is light work. They look like they're playing the Globetrotters, man. This is the Globetrotter game, bro.
Yeah, you got Lonzo making music now. This shit is just getting crazy.
This is
I don't.
crazy.
What is happening? It's like I mean,
Yeah.
in the blink of an eye, they about to do Lamelo dirty.
Damn, man. Well, you know what? Orlando did have more pressure on them because, like we were saying before the game, if Orlando would have came out here and got blown out, they would have got had the whole team got blown up. Coaches would have got fired and stuff. So I think that's what we seeing. We seeing that Orlando they came out with more pressure on them and they have more to lose by losing this game. So I think Orlando they care a little bit more, man. I think that's what you're seeing right now is Orlando they care more. They want it more, like you said.
That's evident. What is there any? What the hell is going on now?
Oh my
I keep
God.
I'm
Oh
just
my
shocked.
God. No way.
No answer.
No way. You know what's crazy to me though? I thought it was gonna be a little bit more competitive than this flight. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it would be a little bit more competitive. This is crazy. The fact that Charlotte can't even get into their sets, they can't even get no good shots up. They look like they rushing everything. They forcing everything. They could barely even dribble the ball. Oh my God. They can't even dribble the ball. They can't even control the ball. They they getting robbed. It's like they're just getting mugged every time.
Yeah. They look lost. They look like this game was just way too much. They'll never get to the
Yeah.
play. It's to the point where I hope Charlotte don't do nothing crazy because they
Yo,
about to go.
these.
They look like they're ready to implode on themselves out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, they ready to fight now. They
They
ready.
look like I
They,
could see a big
they,
argument breaking out with the coaches,
yeah.
players, everything. It's about to be an implosion over there on that bench.
Miles ready to crash out. Miles Bridges ready to crash out. He said, "Forget this game, man." He ready to crash out, man. They gonna start a fight. Yeah. Oh man, this is crazy,
Shout out Ali Payne. What the hell is happening? They went outside.
man.
Damn.
They
This
go.
some real shit. This is how they look in the first 2 years in LaMelo when LaMelo was in the playing.
Yeah, yeah.
They was on the road and got blown out just like this.
You
They
know,
was yesterday. What happened with dude?
they might have to. They might have to break this team up in Charlotte, man. They might have to break up this core.
They checking something going on with dude. They looking at the Hornets, looking they dirty. They losing now. Look what happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Miles Bridges just look like he ready to do some dumb shit to Bane.
He about to put him in a headlock, right? He about to put
Word.
him in a mean dope fiend.
Wow. And they replaying that trip. They trying to make it seem like this what the Hornets do. He tripped Bam out of bio. Oh, you know this shit about to be they about to give it to him now.
Yeah.
Now they could zero in on that incident. That's why I said Melo had to win this game. All they gonna remember is Melo trip Bam, and you just seen Miles Bridges look like he ready to get this nigga a concussion.
Yeah.
That shit about to be a flagrant. This Charlotte, they about to be keeping an eye on the Hornets, man. They wilding out.
Bane didn't even have the ball. Damn. He almost had him in the arm bar or something.
Right.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna hold you. I did not think Orlando was this tough. I did not think Orlando was this tough for real. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe I just slept on Orlando. You know, I've been hearing the announcers of the game. They said that during the regular season, Orlando didn't really have the big three, Bane, Franz, and Paolo playing together that much. So they just now really getting their chemistry together.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why people were sleeping on Orlando. Maybe Orlando was underrated, man.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they were better when people was giving them credit for.
I can't believe this shit. And they got Melo on the bench.
Got 0 points and 3 fouls. He got more fouls than points, man, in the first
They
half,
don't fuck
dog.
around now and bring him back in the game.
Yeah, this is sad, man.
They losing
This
so
is
much fast.
crazy. Yo, this is crazy. Yeah,
They
yeah.
might as well forfeit the game and go home.
Damn, man. So yeah, you know what's crazy? You said they're gonna lose and come back next year. I don't think if they lose like this, if they
Yeah,
lose in
this
this
is bad.
fashion,
Yeah. This is bad. Yeah. Changes got to be made.
yeah. You
They
can't
went
lose like
outside.
this. Not like this. They could have lost a close one and it would have been cool. Like, all right, get them next year. Nah, not like this. Losing like this when you had no chance from beginning to end. Couldn't even get the ball past half court. Nah, hell nah.
Yeah,
Hell
just
nah.
move on. Trey Melo's value is high right now too.
Yeah.
Just cut your losses. Get Bridges. Everybody value is high. Just go
Yeah.
do what you got to do.
See if you could go get Giannis or something, man. You might
Well,
as
you
well.
can get Giannis. Well, you got to get Giannis. You want to pair him with these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
If you get Giannis, see if you can give up Bridges and whatever you need to do.
Yeah, that's your best bet is try to
check on Zion. That's the thing. The Hornets, there's a couple of options here.
Zion, even the draft, because they're gonna be in the lottery now.
Yeah.
So even the draft, see if you can make some trades. I don't know. Some moves got to be made though. You can't just come back next year and hope for the best with this. Going out like this is crazy.
Charles Lee got blame in this shit too, though.
100%. I blame him first.
Everybody.
I blame Charles Lee because on paper, if you're just looking at the roster, it's not supposed to be this big of a difference in talent. I didn't think it was, if you look at the Orlando roster and the Charlotte roster, I didn't think there was this much of a difference in talent, man. I didn't think it was this lopsided, man. So I think that's the coaching staff. You got to blame the coaching staff at that point. They're not bringing the best out of the guys. They're not putting the guys in the best situations. They don't have whatever game plan they got is shot right now because I don't see no type of structure in their offense. Defensively, they got no answers for stopping these dudes from getting easy layups because Orlando's not doing nothing spectacular. They're just getting a lot of layups, man.
Right.
Nobody is really, really going crazy on Orlando. They're just playing team basketball and getting a lot of easy buckets in the paint.
They know they got the paint open.
Right. So that's really what they dominate, and they're not really doing nothing spectacular. They're locking them down on D, and they're getting easy paint touches. So it's like that's why this team looked like the score looked like this.
Yep.
If Charlotte was hitting more shots, if they was able to get into their offense, this would be a good game.
They're about to go on vacation.
Yeah, them dudes checked out already, man. They checked out. They're not trying to play the damn Detroit like that. They don't want no Detroit smoke. There's no way they would have been ready for Detroit because Detroit tougher than Orlando, ain't they?
Yeah.
So it's like if you over here,
Detroit.
Yeah, because what's crazy? Right now, we're not watching them getting outskilled. This is not a skill match right now. This is just like who wanted more. They really getting out tough for real.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's not like Orlando got so much more skill and they hitting all these crazy shots and so unstoppable. I mean, to be honest with you, they just getting easy paint touches, man. Man, this is nasty, man. This is nasty. I was excited for Charlotte too, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm disappointed because I was hyped up. I was hyped up for Charlotte, man. The energy down there. Everybody from Con Knipple to, all the storylines they had. LaMelo taking that step. I even wanted to see Miles Bridges do good, man. So it's Brandon Miller. I thought he was gonna be taking another step. These dudes all took a step back tonight, man. Everybody took a step back. This is crazy.
It's disgusting. They down 30 points, 31. Everybody's got to get blamed for this shit. They should just go home.
Yeah.
Get the fine. If Charles Lee want to make a statement, he just fucking around and leave. You tell everybody just get dressed.
Oh my God.
We're going home. Let's just get fined. Fine the whole organization $10 million, whatever the fuck you gonna do. We're leaving. That's how you man. This is bullshit.
They getting embarrassed right now.
Go walk, shake Mosley hand and leave. What you got to go down 50? And let me tell you something. If they lose by 30 plus, 40, 50, you got to, motherfuckers getting up out of there.
Yeah, somebody got to give it tonight.
They literally fucked up all their good grace.
Damn, man.
No leadership.
Right, somebody got to get fired tonight. Somebody got to get fired tonight.
Well, Charles Lee ain't going nowhere. You're gonna hear
my God.
You hear rumblings that maybe Charles Lee wasn't happy. There's something going on with LaMelo. You'll hear shit in the offseason.
What the hell is going on?
I can't believe they came out with this effort.
This is crazy, man. Man. Oh my God. Nah, I gotta turn this off. I gotta turn this shit off. I can't watch this shit off. I can't watch this. I can't watch this.
Listen, I'm sitting here eating some food, man.
Yo, this is crazy. This is getting out of pocket, man.
I'm eating right now. I'm eating some chicken here. I got. It's over. I'm just enjoying the game. This is bullshit.
Man, this is crazy.
Oh man, this motherfucking songs ahead of 3 is 68-33. But let me go get something to drink. This shit is crazy. I'm going back and forth in the refrigerator. You know what kind of game this is. This is crazy.
Yeah. This is one of those. This is getting spooky, man. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. See, this is getting disrespectful. Now they're getting disrespectful. Now they disrespecting and they taunting and doing celebrations.
Wow.
Oh, man, bro.
Oh.
Damn. And LaMelo's still not in the game. All of this and Melo's still on the bench. Oh, man.
Charles Lee might as well prove his point now. This could be the reason they're going to trade his ass. They're going to say they had to bench him. He was so bad, he got benched. They about to shit on him in the mall. Watch.
Yeah.
LaMelo had to get, and they benched him. He was so bad. Yeah, they're going to have to do something with LaMelo.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
they never made the playoffs. He's never made the play. This is another year of his career. He's never made the postseason.
Damn. How old is Melo now?
I don't know, but he finally scored. I'm trying to figure out why he don't just take the game over by himself.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're in the game. 40 seconds left.
He just made some crazy wild layup at the rim, but still, they down by everything. Where's the fight?
It's gonna take a whole lot more of that, Melo. A whole lot more of that. You might as well go for 50, like you said. If you go for 50, I respect it. I respect it if you go for 50.
They're getting this shit blocked. Wendell blocking this shit. They ain't giving up shit. Wow.
Oh my God, yeah, he penned that shit. Just the fact they even put Wendell on him one-on-one like that is disrespectful, man.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, they getting clamped, dog.
They just scored under the half. Man, y'all down 30.
Oh. I'm still trying to figure out if Orlando was just really good this whole time and I was just sleep on Orlando or maybe Charlotte was really trash and I was overhyping Charlotte. I don't know which one is which. Like, I don't even know what the hell's going on no more. I don't even know if this is just like Charlotte just giving it up or the Magic just taking it, man.
Oh man, that was wild. But yeah.
Oh yeah, pause. Hey, Nah. I mean, it's like I don't know if Orlando is better than these niggas. If they better, they're just better like this, like 30 points better. This is crazy. They stopped Melo from scoring 3 points in the first half. This is crazy, man.
Yeah, this shit don't make no sense. You know, I'm just like, this shit is just, this is disgusting, man. I mean, it's like, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was excited for this game. You know, I really thought the Hornets was gonna come out and fight. You know, I'm like, damn, I'm not even upset about the loss. It's just the way you lose.
Yeah, going out without
Like,
no
come on,
chance.
go down swinging.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, when Carmelo Anthony lost to the Indiana Pacers with the New York Knicks, the motherfucker, you had J.R. Smith went cold on him, Chris Copeland and them. He was cold. He went cold on him. You understand?
yeah,
This
yeah. I
guy
remember.
Melo went out there and put up, I think, 38 points, something crazy in the fourth quarter. I mean, he was giving them everything they could handle. If it
That's
wasn't for Roy Hibbert blocking his ass at the rim, he would have took their ass down in Indiana
yeah.
single-handedly to
This
force
is
a game 7 on the road.
this is making me think, Flight. Like, damn. Like, is LaMelo Ball even a superstar?
I'm not gonna go that far to say that. I'm just gonna say that, you know, Carmelo Anthony. Listen, man, this shit don't make no sense. This is disgusting. You understand? Point blank. Period. LaMelo Ball is this is not good. It's not a good look. You know, it's talks run. This is just call him LaMelo. He's not. Don't say Melo. I know
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
people. Hey, I know. I don't give a fuck. This is disgusting. Everybody want to sit around and this is downright nasty. You got Lonzo Ball making music videos now. This is not right. This is not right. This is not right. What has happened to the family? I know they're balling. We understand that, but what is going on professionally? We're not talking about the beautiful things going on. What is going on professionally on the basketball floor? Shout out to G3 doing his thing musically. We understand that. I looked on Instagram and seen Lonzo moving around and shit like in a music video. The song was trash. Max home. You understand? I'm listening to French. I can't listen to no bullshit. I'm sorry. You don't put, I have a low tolerance for bullshit music right now. I do. I'm sorry. The quality level, once I turn that shit off. You understand? So I'm just saying, when I heard that shit, I'm trying to figure out with Lonzo, I want to see Lonzo Ball in the Drew League. I want to see Lonzo Ball doing everything it takes to get back on the floor. It don't look like he's doing that. Maybe he is, but it don't look like it.
Yeah, he probably don't care no more, man.
That's just Lonzo. So I'm disgusted, man. Nobody's more of a bigger Ball family fan than me, and I am disgusted.
I want to know what LaVar got to say about this.
Listen, I am disgusted. I cannot believe what is going on. I don't know if Lonzo Ball will ever play in the NBA again in his life. And it don't look like he's fighting like hell to get back there.
Yeah.
It's looking like he's going to be on the verge of making music like Leangelo. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing with my own eyes. I'm not telling you what I want to see. I'm telling you what I see. LaMelo Ball is not the motherfucker getting wiped out. You the face of the franchise. You on the road and the do or die for the playoffs. You getting wiped the fuck off the floor. The coach got to bench your ass. And this is just what the fuck is going on? This is unacceptable. Let me tell you something. The man is he's on the max deal. The Hornets need to do something. I don't give a listen. They getting blown out. They could have did this shit with Zion James. You don't need all these people on the payroll to get wiped off the floor. Miles Bridges, everybody got to pay the price for this shit. This is just, oh my goodness. This. I'm disgusted. I'm having one of them episodes, man. I got to keep it 100 with you right now, man. You know what, man? Fuck all this. I don't think because I don't want you to think I'm playing. I am so disgusted right now with the Charlotte Hornets, man. You know, the Hornets, man, let me tell you something, man. Nobody's a bigger fan than me. And I'm here to tell you right now, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. You understand? I'm not happy. It's not the right time. Lonzo was on. You should see what Lonzo was doing on this. I'm like, what the hell is going? Yo, what the fuck is going on? Yo, what is going on? Yo, let me tell you something. Real Lonzo fans. Not nobody. You can say what the hell y'all want to. Let me tell you something. Real Lonzo fans, they do not like the podcast that's going on. We want to see Lonzo back on the floor. Anybody that's really rocking with Lonzo on some real shit, they don't even. I don't even watch the podcast. I don't even watch the shit. I do not watch the podcast. I want to see Lonzo back on the floor. I'm keeping it 100. Yeah. I'm not covering shit. I'm not covering the soundbite. I don't cover none of that shit. I want to see Lonzo on the floor. That's what I want to see. Then we get to the podcast. We got shit twisted. Yeah. We got shit twisted. Motherfuckers making $200 million.
Supposed to be a basketball player,
and getting wiped the fuck off the floor. What? This is unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. Go look at what Lonzo is doing. Look at what Lonzo is doing. This is what he's doing. This is ZO2. Lonzo. What is happening? We don't know the future of what's going on. We don't know if he's going to get picked up. I don't know. Is basketball scouts supposed to scout Lonzo Ball in the backyard and playing basketball? I'm just asking. I want to see LeVar. They better get back with LeVar and let him quarterback this thing. I'm keeping it 100. It's time for LeVar to take this shit over because this shit is fucked up. You understand? I'm just keeping it 100. LeVar gonna have to literally get hands on with this whole situation. It's to the point now. LeVar Ball has to take over all the shit. The situation we're doing with Jello, he need to do that shit with Lonzo. You understand? When he was bringing him with the BBB and all that shit, it's time for LeVar might have to bring his ass to the sidelines and really get this shit going. Real Lonzo fans ain't watching the podcast. I don't give a shit. Listen, they're not. I know I'm not because I want to see Lonzo on the floor. When I see more podcasts, I don't see no workouts. I don't see. That's what I want to see. When he was with Chris Johnson, he was doing. I was with that. I don't see no workouts with Chris Johnson. It need to be some counteraction. It need to be both. So when I'm watching shit looking like I don't know what the hell is going on. You understand? I'm just got to keep it real with you. I got to speak. You understand? For myself, I'm not happy. You understand? I'm not happy. You know what is went on. This is a complete blowout from the Charlotte Hornets, from LaMelo. LaMelo is the face of the. You cannot cover for this bullshit. You can't. You can't. This is bad. Now I want to see what the hell is going on. You know, with this whole situation, man. You don't know what's the ramifications. I'm disgusted. I'm pissed. What a day. Will Lonzo Ball ever get back in the league? Is this LaMelo Ball's last game with the Charlotte Hornets? Because you know he about to get all the blame. This is crazy. What this is crazy. Yeah, it's definitely not on TV. It's on the plane. They probably were showing you some clips on NBA TV. LeVar does have a podcast, but I'm telling you right now, this was not a good look. Real Lonzo fans are not watching the podcast because we don't really know what's going on. You know, I don't see anybody bringing up any information from the pod. I just think the podcast will blow up even more. You know, if guys are on the floor, you know, doing what they have to do. You know, now Jello, on the other hand, is that's fine. You understand? We ain't concerned what G3 is doing. You understand? But I want to see Lonzo Ball playing. you know. And if he's not going to play no more, we should get some word on that, because right now it's like I feel like everybody just up in the air right now. Like we could say all of the shit that we think and know, but just by looks of things, it's looking like, because no teams look like they was interested. Reports came out that the knee, it was something going on with the knee, and teams are concerned and scared. And this, it's just like I feel like Lonzo Ball should be doing everything in his power to get back to the league, you know, and prove that you know it's not to the magnitude that they saying. You know, I want to see it. I want to see an aggressive campaign this summer. You know, not go crazy, but playing two Drew League games. The NBA promotes the Drew League, and that was off the back of your father, LaVar Ball, and what he did with the Drew League. You understand? So I want Lonzo to go to the Drew League and play 2 games. Go out there and show what you can do. You know, I think that's gonna go a long way. You know, in my humble opinion, go out there and do that. Go play in some of these pro-ams. You understand? That's what NBA players do over the summer. It would hurt me as a Lonzo Ball fan to see more podcasting over the summer and not see him in the Drew League, not see him in the pro-ams. You understand? Because that's what's going to get him back into the NBA. That's what's going to get him a training camp invite. That's what's going to get him, you know, a contract. That's what I want to see from Lonzo. And that's the realest shit ever. You understand? Point blank, period. Now, on the other hand, back to my man LaMelo Ball, man. This is bad. And just keeping it 100 with you, now they're going to be able to completely zero in on the whole Bam thing. You understand? This Bam thing ain't gonna be over with. This Bam thing is about to go up another level. And now they got ammunition with this blunder that he's had, and the Hornets getting blown out. We don't know if the NBA was upset. I'm pretty sure that Spoelstra, Pat Riley, and these dudes called the league office so disgusted. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they did if they fucked around and did some things to make sure that nothing goes in the Hornets' favor, because they were just getting wiped off the floor. Calls not going their way. That first quarter was just that needed to be replayed, because the game literally got blown off the hinges. Then you start to think Charles Lee took his ass out the game. He was just making a series of decisions that widened the lead. So I'm just lost. I'm just lost for words here watching this bullshit. You know, we got to do better. Guys got to do better. You can't get blown out on your court. You can't have that. I ain't go that far. You know, we all know when Lonzo is healthy, what he can do. I just think Cleveland was definitely a terrible option for him. He said that he was the scapegoat. The reports came out. You know, I just think you got to go out there and show these people what you can do. There's no telling that he may get an invite. That's disgusting. And when he does get on the team, I think Lonzo got to be able to get more aggressive. You can't come to a team and just pass the ball all day. You know, you have to be a threat on the basketball floor. So it's crazy. You know, you can't just come out on the floor and to just look. It messes up the game. You know, it looks pretty in the beginning, but if all you're going to do is pass the ball, the defense just defending you just very easily. And usually when Lonzo has established some scoring threat, that's when he's having his best games. Now the defense has got to defend you all over the place. They don't know if you're going to shoot it, drive it, go to the mid-range. The list goes on. This was disgusting, man. You come out here and quit, man. These guys quit on a big stage. This was a big stage. They came out and quit. You know, and we just supposed to sit here and say, "Oh man, better luck next year." Nah, man, this is bullshit. People was invested in this season. People was invested in this plan. And if we're gonna get eliminated, at least go down swinging. Go down like the Heat did. Heat fans, they proud. You understand? They proud. Hornets fans like, bro, what the fuck just happened? Like, let's see. I don't see any. I would love to see an event where they come all the way back, but the chances of that is just like I said, it's just gonna be very unlikely. I don't even want to do it to myself. And I'm saying Orlando, they just keep running it up. They just got to air one. Orlando just keep keeping the foot on the gas. It's 70-39. That's what I'm saying. Why Charles Lee don't just pack up and leave? I'm trying to figure out that if Charles Lee want to make the biggest statement to his team, to the organization, to the NBA, I'm telling just pack everybody up and say we out. They just gonna fine you. Get the fine. The whole organization take the fine. Because this is horrendous. Let's just go home. LaMelo kicked it back to Con step back 3-ball, and that's off, So this is bad. Disgusting. This is now right bad. Terrible. This is just a complete. This was some bullshit. What the Hornets did this game. Melo out here throwing them air balls off one leg. I'm trying to. Did he even score a point? That's what I'm saying. This is probably LaMelo's worst game. This game has been bad, even worse than the previous games. They can't find no spark. Like you got to blame the players for the effort. You got to blame Charles Lee for letting the league get this so out of hand. You got to put your pride to the side. I think that you listen. You got to live, and you lived with LaMelo that first game. He took him out in that first quarter. That first quarter was just they need to get a redo because that decided everything. And Musa just looked like they just going right over him like he a guard or something. They treat Musa like he just a point guard out there. LaMelo just hit a three. They down a lot. They need size too. And they keep fouling. So this is just terrible, y'all. the fouls, the turnovers, the stupid shots. Wow. I can't believe this. LaMelo's definitely having probably one of his worst games of his career. Hopefully he can turn it around. Hornets can't get no offense. Lost. I'm lost for words right now. Can't believe the Hornets went out like this. Well, I mean, they really don't want. I mean, who knows, man? This is just crazy. They don't know what the hell they want to do. Shout out the rap guy reloaded. Who knows? They need to get some stops. How could the Hornets allow themselves to get down by this much points? 48-74. Oh my goodness. So they did all of that for Paolo to just come down the line. Yo, these dudes just walking in the paint. Paolo just literally dunked it so easily. He just went right over him. They didn't show Musa no respect. This is crazy. I'm just stuck. Shout out to all y'all in the chat. But I mean, like I said, I gotta speak for all the people's disgust, man. Time is ticking, man. These guys gonna win championships. Melo ain't gonna never make the playoffs. That's an indictment all over the board on everybody. Everybody's got a hand here. Coaching staff, organization, the player, everybody. It took a long time for the organization to seriously even get serious in the first place. LaMelo came into a team led by Michael Jordan where he just fell into the lap. I don't think they wanted him, or I don't think they minded having him. But I think if another player was there, they would have got him instead of him. So it's just crazy. I'm be honest with you, man. After watching it, I'm gonna be watching wrestling, man. Flight sports, man. I'm a wrestling fan. It's WrestleMania season. They done pissed me off so bad. I need to take a step away this weekend. They don't pit the Hornets have completely pissed me off. I'm gonna be watching a little bit of everything, but it's WrestleMania. This tomorrow and Sunday, so I'll be watching that. This is just ridiculous. Now with the Hornets being out, the Hornets was about to make history. I was already prepared. I was actually, for the first time ever, and Lord knows when, I was going to actually cover LaMelo Ball's first playoff game over watching WrestleMania. This Sunday, it would have been at 6 o'clock, same time as WrestleMania. And I was already prepared to watch LaMelo Ball's first playoff game, and look what the fuck then went on. So this has just been a complete disaster. My weekend was getting centered around LaMelo, the Hornets. This exciting weekend approaching. So it's crazy. I mean, you got to see what's going on with WWE. That took over ESPN. So that's what I'll be looking at tomorrow. But yeah, the Knicks, man, they in for it too. You think after the Hornets just did them? Not imagine the Knicks blowing game one. That's just too much. That's just too much at this point. That's gonna be too much. I can't witness them losing game one. Just give me the verdict. But I gotta watch them blow. You think after this I need to see Karl Anthony Towns shooting threes instead of going to the paint? I gotta watch that. Like that's gonna be too much for me. That's gonna be too much. I have to wait till Monday or something for game two. I ain't gonna sit and watch Karl Anthony Towns, 7 foot, play like a guard, and they getting killed. You're gonna have all these other dudes barreling to the paint, and Cat trying to shoot threes, and the Knicks got shooters on the floor. That's just crazy. LaMelo, man, this was a bad night. Terrible night for the Hornets. Terrible. I cannot believe what I witnessed. Can't believe it. Melo got 9 points, 3 of 10 from the field. So you got to blame everybody for that. At least next game you're gonna see Curry. I doubt the Warriors gonna get blown out. Like damn, to play like this, you could have gave this situation to Miami. Miami ain't coming here getting blown out with the right to get to the playoffs. That's just not gonna happen. Bam, no bam. They're not gonna be down like this. Damn, they getting killed right now, and they doing dumb shit. They doing moving screens, everything. So just keeping it 100 with you, man. If you're gonna bring this team back, you got to upgrade the center position. Now, after watching this, you have to get a good quality center, whether that's trading for Bam Adebayo or trading for a quality center. Can they get Zion? They have to figure something out in the interior. Zion is undersized, but he can block some shots. He can do some things, but you still want to get a little bit more physical in the paint. So if you Peterson, you might want to upgrade the center position. Like I said, you might have to trade the rookie. Whatever you have to do, you have to bring in possibly an all-star level center or something like what they did with Coby White. Like if they had just somebody who could, somebody reliable in the paint that could change some shots. Because like I said, Orlando, they just was skywalking in the paint, and then what Detroit would have did to you. So Detroit was gonna just kill you. It's like I said, LaMelo take a lot of bad shots. He got poked in the face, but give him credit though. Melo was healthy this season, so it was a lot of good things that happened. So like I said, health was big. Health was wealth. It's always been wealth. But that's like, damn, I can't believe they got themselves down like this. Bridges and Bain, they talking. And they gotta be mad. Yeah, Bridges, man, this is crazy. This game definitely put a stain on the season. You know, for you to go out like this sucks. Wow. Nobody thought it was gonna happen like this. I ain't see it. Like, I just know the Hornets was gonna fight. Boy, was we wrong. Boy, was we wrong. Charles Lee, he got no answer for this. So, I mean, it's growing pains, you know. There's growing pains for this organization. You know, you got to have home court advantage, you know, too. That clearly is the difference. Melo can't go on the road in these playing games, man. It's not. History doesn't prove that. You know, history proves that he's gonna have games like this in the playing on the road. So that's why I was always adamant that they needed to control their own destiny by making sure they had home court. So they needed to get to those higher seeds. You know, they really needed that seventh, that eighth. Because look what happened. Orlando was able to have the deciding game on their home floor. Even if Charlotte would have played Philly and lost, they still would have came back and had the deciding game on their home floor, and that's key. I feel like this third quarter been going on forever. You know, Charlotte definitely slowing the game down, but they're not able to capitalize on anything. I feel like the ball they keep stopping. Con for three, nothing. And he turns it off. That's just crazy. He got the ball and then turned it over. But he looked like he was fouled. Hornets need to go big fish hunting. Yeah, that'd be key. Give me some names. I don't know who might be out there, but try to get Zion. You know, I would think about that. Definitely try to bring an all-star level big man in here if possible. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, this is a game where you would have needed a guy like Mark Williams. You know, this is where you need a little size. You know, the Hornets don't have size. They was getting away with it. You know, they offense is up, but they need size, especially going up against what's happening in the East. Musa doing everything that he can do. They need to bring somebody in for him, spell him. And they keep giving up threes. It's like, damn. Orlando, they're not even letting up. That's what's making the situation even worse. No, I said so they trying to hit him out. They trying to do him dirty. And they getting all kind of plays. And ones, they playing with him right now. Your Hornets fans is upset. How could you have a performance like this? Wow. Yeah, I'm saying yeah. I mean, listen, we all knew that they was gonna be the favorite no matter what. Detroit very well could kill Orlando on the inside. So I'm just saying, this is we know what team that is. Yeah, LaMelo should be ashamed. They should be ashamed of themselves this game. Man, unbelievable. There we go. LaMelo tried to cut it. They cut it to 26. They're gonna have to do a lot. Listen, how could they allow this to happen? They need too much to go right. They're down 25. Wow. What kind of game is this? This is crazy. What a fucking game. They're trying. That's a goal 10. Come on, ref. That should have been a goal 10. This is just ridiculous. I'm all the way disgusted. It's disgusting. How could the Hornets put themselves in a jam like this? What happens with Coby White? Do you bring him back? How much you looking to pay this guy? So there's a lot of things going to be going on right now. This is crazy. They didn't need this right now. They didn't. Yeah. 63 to 91. It's too hard. They're putting themselves in a jam. They let themselves get down too big. So Trey, man, it should be they got to. Well, I said changes got to be made. That's what it said. May not be made at the top. It says I would keep Coby, move on. Yeah, you gotta let go of T-Jan. You gotta look into McNeil. You gotta look at all the dead weight that's on the roster that they're not able to use. These need to be able bodies that you could bring in the game. Trey, they just collecting dust over there. Connington, and what the hell are they on the roster for? They can't be used for nothing. So these are things that they gotta figure out. Let's see. It's crazy. What a guy. I can't believe the Hornets went out like this. What's wrong? It's crazy. It's ridiculous. This is some funny shit. They got a damn. So put James and Cockburn in the G League. This is crazy. That's crazy. I can't believe we went out like that. Blowout fashion. Crazy. He should have never took LaMelo out in that first quarter. They got no answer in the paint. This is ridiculous. Let's see if he gets it. This is crazy. Our first quarter, man. No answer. I can't believe they let the game get out of hand like that, though. Crazy. This is ridiculous. is disgusting. This is crazy. This is good. This is ridiculous, y'all. What a performance. This is crazy. And the Hornets, they went out bad. Everything went Orlando's way. Hurtful. What a performance. How could they go out like this? Crazy. Where's my stuff? They pass up a layup for a missed three. This is sad. I'm disgusted. That's all I can tell you. It was a good night. It was a good game too, but god damn it. I can't believe they just quit on us like that. So, where did the Hornets go from here, ladies and gentlemen? We had a great year. You know, we will have a end of season, talk, but this is just trifling. What has went on. The Hornets they quit. Point blank period. Nobody foreseen this. Um, it's messed up. LaMelo, another year, they didn't make it. So it is what it is, y'all. They did everything that they could. But it just last second before this game, it's messed up that the final game ends like this. This was definitely not. They didn't show the fight that they showed the whole second half of the season. This was a bad outing because you're just gonna remember this. You're not gonna remember them fighting and getting back and saving this season and Con Knipple, basically all year long it was a debate. Was he the rookie of the year? You're gonna forget all of that. You're gonna forget Brandon Miller playing through whatever injury he had going on. The man basically had his arm, shoulder, everything wrapped up all season. So something wasn't right with him. So the Hornets just, like I said, they played the best way they could. They need to improve. They brought in Coby White. Are they gonna bring back Coby White? It's gonna be interesting to see what they do. Dex brought up Coby White going to the place with the most money and stuff like that. After a game like this, you don't know what Peterson is gonna do. You don't know what direction he might want to move in, who he might want to pay, who he may want to. We still don't know just yet. So the season is over. Clearly. It's messed up because as you was watching, you knew the season was over in the first quarter. I think that's what hurts the most, that I watched the season end in the middle of the first quarter. I and then I couldn't believe what I was watching. It's just unfortunate. You start to think, was there some kind of foul play involved? The way they just threw the game, because that's what happened. That first quarter, I don't know what he was thinking, leaving Melo on the bench. He says they're going to trade Melo. Maybe. I'm being honest with you. Their value is high. We'll hear about it this week. What they talking about with LaMelo. This is because the bottom line is they didn't make the playoffs. He's on a max deal, man. They back in the lottery. They've been in the lottery. He's never played in postseason play. Now we could say all this stuff. Who's to say that he's gonna have the success, whatever, the health wise? Because that'll change everything. So you got to bank on a lot if you Charlotte. There's a lot to think about with LaMelo, in terms of what you're going to get next season, his sustainability with his health. So this is something Peterson know. They know better than anybody. They got him in there. They know. So whatever they did this season, it worked. So let's see what they do next year. We say you do gotta wait 6 months. You gotta see if there's any improvements made to the roster. I think the first order of business is, if you're gonna keep this team, you gotta get the center position situated. You gotta get your interior right. You gotta get players who, you gotta make sure that people ain't just barreling in the paint. You know who is giving you problems. You got Doran and these guys in Detroit. Even in New York, you got Cat. You got big bodies all over the place, So yeah, I mean, obviously all of this stuff is gonna be out there. Shout out Alan Diaz. He said Melo to the Heat. I could see all of these things percolating. But really, if you Peterson, is LaMelo value gonna get any higher than it is right now? It has the potential to dip, especially if something go wrong, but he was healthy this year. You might be able to sell that to an organization. This is what you get with LaMelo. This is why you seen San Antonio trying to get him. People forget that De'Aaron Fox wasn't their first choice. They plan was to pair Wemby with LaMelo. That was the Spurs' ultimate plan. They wanted LaMelo to be Wembanyama's point guard of the future. But Charlotte had no interest in trading him. So clearly that paid off to a certain degree. But let's see, man. I said he is an amazing shooter. They got to get something. You know, Musa did everything he could, man. You either gonna trade Musa or you gonna move him to the bench. I would like to keep Musa because you don't want to lose too much of your grit. And that's what Musa brought, grit. You don't need to lose everything. The Charlotte Hornets, man, they had a good year. You know, especially at the end. This was the better year. This the one of the better years that they've had. But you know, look at Atlanta. Atlanta was able to resurrect their whole season, avoid the play-in entirely. You know, you definitely move Musa to the bench. You know, I think that's his role anyway. You know, when Mark Williams was there, he was coming off the bench. They've had some success with Musa there, but still, you want to bring that off the bench. So that's the first order of business. I think even trading LaMelo, you got to get right at the center position in the East. You know, I got Warriors winning tonight. So it's gonna be interesting, man. Who stays, who goes in Charlotte? I don't think they're gonna make no massive deals like trading LaMelo. I don't think so. We'll find out though, but I'll be shocked. I think they bought themselves at least another year. But if you Peterson, man, you got to think: is the value going to get this high? You got to think. You got to bank on: or is everybody going to be able to come back healthy? And if that's the case, then yeah, you could do something. But the Hornets cannot start off the season like they did. You know, they got to be a different team. Or you trade LaMelo at the deadline next year. There got to be something. There got to be some ramifications with this team. Because Peterson did give them grace, and they almost, you know, validated that grace by saying, with this group, he said this group deserves to see how it can finish. Because they was on a winning streak at the trade deadline. You know, so it kind of put pressure on Peterson not to trade nobody, even though he was ready to. So there's a lot of things in play in the NBA. I feel you. Like I said, I'd be shocked if LaMelo got traded. No, I ain't gonna say I'll be shocked, but I think that he bought himself at least another season. You know, you want to see this team, if they can come back next year and sustain itself, if they can come back out hot. Who's to say they come back next year hot as fish grease and they winning and they playing tough, and you know they're the Hornets that we know from this time. You know, and I'm just saying that now you put yourself at the top of the East. You know, they could have been where Toronto was at. Look what Toronto, he's leapfrogged all the way into the playoffs. So the Hornets, they're getting closer and closer, but it's just how much time do they have? How much time does Peterson want to give this group? You know, so, and mind you, you got young players on this team that they drafted. You understand? So you got to think about it. When are they ready to give the reins to Knipple, Sion, and the crew? For real. You know, so T. John, they got T. John. They might not be ready to just get rid of him yet. That's a bad look on them. They need to probably go. Listen, Lonzo was out there. Call Lonzo. You know, you got a backup point guard right at your disposal who come in and fit well with this team. So the Hornets got to come back strong next year. Hopefully, LaMelo could get his brother a call with Charlotte because they could use a solid backup point guard, a facilitator. You know, you got Sion there. I think you bring Lonzo. I know you bring Lonzo in there. Lonzo opens up the floor for guys like Sion. Sion want to shoot the three. He looked for the three. You see that. You got guys struggling, T-John and people. Especially if you plan on keeping these guys, you got to get somebody who can make the game easier, especially in the second unit. You got McNeely. He was a high pick. You know, you want to see these players pan out, and they having a hard time scoring. They're having a hard time, getting their shots. So this is why you got to bring it. You got to think about bringing in a guy like Lonzo, who just right there waiting on you. Also, Hornets need a squad full of vets, Zion, Zoe, so on. I like Zion. You might be able to get both of them. I firmly believe that if Zion requested a trade, I think that the Hornets would be in the mix. Like I said, Miles Bridges, his trade value is immense to me, in my opinion. I think that you could get something for Miles. They played their ass off this year. So that's why if you Peterson, you might want to think about just cashing in. Like, you know what, let's just do it. Because it ain't gonna never get this great. But be honest with themselves, they played solid. The Hornets, they had a good year. It just wasn't enough. It was not enough, man. Interior presence, they got to get everything. They got to get all of that. There's no one thing that's needed. Everything is needed. Jello should go play for Charlotte. I mean, Jello already played for Charlotte to a degree. You said Musa is not a true big man. I always thought Musa was a 4, but he plays big. That dude. Musa Diabate is one of the most harder workers in the league. Nobody works harder than Musa Diabate, man. His effort. You never question that. You question players' effort sometimes. You never question his effort. We all know he's offensively challenged. But if he does everything else, this game, when I seen Musa shooting mid-range jumpers, I said, oh my goodness. He got to shoot a mid-range jumper. I knew what time it was. John want to leave Memphis. Oh, that's obvious. He gonna definitely leave Memphis. But like I said, it was a point in time where LaMelo, Ja, all these guys was in play to be traded. Trae Young has already been moved. Ja looks like he's on the way out. LaMelo, we don't know yet. So, what a year. Sorry, what a year. This is just downright crazy, ladies and gentlemen. The Charlotte Hornets got themselves eliminated. Where do they go from here? I mean, the effort was just terrible. It says the Hornets didn't want to face the play. I tell you what, man, Con Knipple, he always gonna be looked at, man, as looking like, man, in the big game, that's how he gonna play. This guy, we're gonna remember this. Well, this is what he does in big games. He just disappears. It looked like the moment is too big. But I was surprised. That surprised me. That led a little bit to this, with Khan just being cold like that. They was fine. They was fine to him. He was getting some looks. He was missing them. That first quarter was like everything you can to lose a game. I mean, not Peterson. Charles Lee helped lose the game too in that first quarter. I felt like the way he handled that first quarter was terrible. But he completely mismanaged that first quarter. Cost him the game. I don't know. I don't know. What the hell just happened, ladies and gentlemen? How did the Hornets put themselves in this nasty situation? So just blow their season like this. It's fucked up, man. What a loss, man. What a loss. Shout out Sky, man. This is messed up. It's very upsetting. The Charlotte Hornets, they find themselves getting eliminated. Nobody foreseen this. You know, no, if you did see them losing, you didn't see them losing in this fashion. You know, nobody predicted a blowout, getting wiped off. You would have thought the Hornets was past this. You know, Sky, I hope that maybe we can get Zion Williamson. Maybe I could deliver a Zion. He could take Miles off us. Get some of these rookies we got. Let's make a deal. It sure don't make sense, man. Another year, another wasted year. You know, if no postseason play, it's just not a good look. You know, keep stockpiling years, and the streak continues. The Hornets continue to be like the longest reigning team that hasn't made the playoffs. You just can't make this up, y'all. So there's gonna be a lot of questions. You know, people gonna have questions, man, behind this. Like, where do they go from here? What's next? And that's gonna be key. What do the Hornets do from here? It's crazy. To go out like this, to throw a game like this, at this magnitude, they did not need this. This was terrible, y'all. I'm disgusted. Give the Hornets credit, man. It's official, y'all. That was it. Anthony Jefferson says the city of Charlotte has to get serious about their pro sports teams, Hornets and the Panthers. I mean, you're right. I think they need to. I think the fan base proved it too. You know, Charlotte, they came out, showed out. The city of Charlotte, the fan base. Are they New York? I mean, come on, no. But they came out and showed out for their team, and I hope that the organization could give them a winner because they want it. You know, the Charlotte want a good team. I think that's evident. They don't want this team to continue to be sorry, and I doubt that's the case. But man, what a day. The Hornets really blew it. You know, this is just it's messed up. The effort just it's not even about losing, it's just getting blown out. I think that's not gonna sit well with anybody. And you gotta hope that maybe Peterson don't hold this against everybody. But they wanted it more than they deserved it. The Magic Orlando was clearly the better team. And you want to see the better team take on Detroit. And again, and it would be crazy if Detroit troll them, you know, because you know they didn't like the Charlotte. So that's crazy. And Charlotte could something like that could go on. They gotta do better. They had that series in the bag waiting for them. Do you think the media was too hard about them? I mean, could have been. But I mean, they about to be even harder because now they're gonna be able to talk about that all season. You know, so I think that if LaMelo would have found a way to get this game and then get into the playoffs, I think then now it changes everything. So The Hornets got to get it all together. But nonetheless, y'all, it's flight sports. You already know what it is, man. The Charlotte Hornets have lost. The season is over. It's over. It's over. Charles Lee, he showed his coaching repertoire this year. Miles Bridges showed, he can play, and he can do his thing. We got a good rookie. We just got to hope that his confidence ain't shaking up. Because this didn't look good. It looked like this was just too much for him. So, I mean, home court advantage is big. That's all I'm going to tell you, home court. Clearly you see it means something, having home court. That's why Charlotte really got to think about that. If you're going to be in the play, you better have a 7th seed. So, and the Hornets, they had opportunities too. They was going back and forth, be in the top half of the play-in. Then they ultimately, when the dust settled, they was in the bottom half. So they blew a lot of opportunities. Sean says Lonzo needs to learn how to conduct himself like an adult when speaking to the media before he worried about the playoffs. Or what you mean, LaMelo? Yeah, I mean, that was crazy, But, I mean, it is what it is. I doubt the Warriors going to get wiped off the floor like Charlotte did, though. I doubt it happened like that. But, listen, man, I'm so disgusted after a game like this. I mean, I'm truly lost for words. Shout out to everybody that's rocking with me. You already know what it is. It's Flight Sports TV. Peace and love, man. This is disgusting.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports.